Okay. So feet hip width apart. Seeing that you're starting with your good posture from the bottom up. So the toes are facing forward. That is where they are meant to be. So maybe that's not what our alignment wants to be from compensations of muscle tightness and weakness, but that's where we want to start it because that's where it's intended to be underneath your pelvis. Toes face forward. And then just ground the feet down, pressing the floor away from you. And feel how you can energize your whole body, how your abs start to turn on as you start to push the crown of your head up to the sky. Let the collarbone widen, reach your fingertips to the floor. Find your pelvis in neutral. Draw the belly in, lift up out of your pelvic floor muscles. Take a big inhale up. And exhale it out. One more time, big inhale up. Exhale it out. And then let your feet go one little inch wider and then sit back into your squat. Hinge at the hips and then come up and squeeze the glutes. Hinge at the hips, pushing your bum back and come up and squeeze the glutes. So hips back, if you're gonna sit in a chair, come up and squeeze. Press back, up and squeeze. 5, 4. So watch this, not just bending your knees, it's hips push back. Let the heels press down, toes can slightly lift. 2 more. Press back, up, squeeze the glutes. 1 more. We're gonna go back down and hold, and then little pulses. Pulse. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold. Bring your hands to the floor, step back 1 foot and 1 foot. You're in your plank. Take a breath there. I'm putting that to my mat now. And then hips high for downward dog. And roll your spine forward into your plank. And then into downward dog. 2 more like that. Getting some movement through the spine, waking up the body. Using your abs to help flow. Holding it back into your plank position. Slide the shoulders away from your ears. Put your right leg up. Tap over to the left, up and over to the right. So drawing a little arc with that leg. So to turn on the abs. Shoulders over the wrists. 1 more. Return back to center. Foot down, left leg up. Square the hips, coming up and over. 3 more. Abs are up and in. 2. Ground the floor, bring you to the palms. Last one, bring it back to center. Bring that foot down, back to downward dog. Lifting the sits bones high. Let's get a little opening through the right side body by taking your right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, and take the stretch there. So the weight of your leg is opening up the right side oblique. 1 more breath there. And then square the hips. Bring that foot down. Other leg comes up. Bend the knee, open the hip. The way the leg draws you open. Take a couple breaths here. Square the hips. Bring that foot back down. Roll back forward into your plank. And then almost touch both knees to the mat and straighten your legs. Almost touch both knees to the mat and straighten your legs. 1 more time. Almost touch. Back to straight. March the right foot into the knees under the pelvis. The knee is hovering off the mat. Bring the left foot in. And take the right foot out. Take the left foot out. Take the left foot in. Knee is under your pelvis. Right foot in. Left. Right. Start with the right. Left. Left. Right. 1 more. I think I just said that one backwards. Sorry. And then come back to the knee hover. Hold. 3. So shoulders open the ears for 5. Send your sits bones back. 3, 2. Both knees down. Press back, chops close. Take a breath. Each breath, lengthen your fingertips a little bit further forward and settle your tush back to your heels. If that's all right for your knees, otherwise you can stay up to the sky. 1 more breath there. And then roll yourself all the way out onto your belly, coming all the way out to the mat. Fold the forearms together and glue the forehead to the forearms. Shake your pelvis out, let go of any tension, and then feel how your hip points and pubic bone press down into the mat. Magnetize your belly button up into your spine. and knit the ribs together. So everything else is melted, but you find that connection of your pelvis pressing into the mat. Draw the abs in, keeping the forehead attached to the forearms. Float just your upper body off the mat. So lifting up like an airplane taking off, lengthening your body forward. Keep the legs down, lift your elbows a little bit higher, and lower back down to the mat. Connect your feet well. Draw your abs in, and then lift the upper body. And lower. 2 more like that. Floating up. And lowering it back down. One more time, try not to compress your low back. So think lengthen forward, 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 lift with the elbows, and lower everything back down, and take a breath there. Keeping the legs long, keep the pelvis in place, float the right leg up off the mat, and lower, left leg. So feeling how you can engage the glute to lift the leg without moving your pelvis. And breathe. Pull the abs in, then engage the glute, and then lift the leg. One more. And then both legs float up and lower. Wrap the ribs in, both legs lift and lower. Both legs lift and hold. The legs are up and width apart. And then stir the legs around, up and around. Try to relax your upper body. On the glutes, but still engaging the abs. One more in that direction. And we reverse. Shoulders relax. And last one, hold, bend the knees, glute the heels, and then have the feet flexed-ish. They're slightly open, float the thighs up and lower. Engage the glutes to lift the legs and lower. Trying to come from the glutes and your abs, not from your low back. Keep your upper body relaxed. And then hold the thighs up. Keep the thighs lifted and tiny pulses up. Up, hold, up, hold. Tiny little lifts for 5. 4. Last one, hold, lengthen the legs long. Hold, and lower both legs down. Lengthen your arms out in front of you. Press the palms down into the floor. And then imagine you can drag the floor towards you and feel how you slid your shoulder blades away from your ears, activating through your lats and your mid to lower traps. Draw the belly up and in, and float arms and legs up off of the mat. Holding still for a moment, engage your abs a little bit deeper, float your right arm and your left leg 1 extra inch up, and returning to the hover. Other side. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg in a very slow swing. Super slow and controlled. One more slow. And then let's start to swing. Little flutter kicks. Arms, legs. Keep lengthening through your neck, almost pressing the back of your head up to the sky just slightly to give energy into your upper back for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold and lower everything to the mat. Gently pressing to your child's pose, press that. Knees wide, bringing your bum towards your heels. And lengthen your fingertips forward to the breath there. And rolling yourself up onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath your shoulders. Knees underneath your pelvis. Rounding your spine into your calf stretch. And head up, tail up for your cow. Wide for your collarbone. And into your cat, into your cow, and back to neutral, sending the sits bones to the back, side shoulders away from the ears. Let the abs relax, and then magnetize your belly button up into your spine without moving your spine. One more time, abs just soften, and then magnetize the abs up and then extend the right arm and the left leg at the same time, and wrap back to center. Left arm, right leg. So moving opposite leg while the pelvis stays still. Moving with your breath. You get a hold of the lengthen and then control back in. We're going to do 2 more each side. Again, giving a little energy to the back of the skull, the passage to the sky, so your head isn't hanging off your shoulders. Not that I want it to be up, I want it to be lengthened. Hold the right arm and the left leg out. Round your spine, bringing the elbow to touch. and extend. Check in with your right foot, make sure it's not doing the work to balance you. You want to have that be soft. 2. Last one, lengthen and hold. And hand and knee meet the floor. Lengthen left arm, right leg. Round your spine, knee and the elbow touch. And extend. In. 3 more like that. You round, you go right back to neutral. 1 more, lengthen and hold. Hand and the knee right back down. 1 time into your cat, then into your cow. Back to neutral, abs in, and extend right arm and right leg. Same side of the body, moves away from the body. And bring the hand and the knee back to the mat. Other side. So left arm, left leg. Minimal shifting, and bring it back to center. Right side. So you really have to engage the abs first. Really focus. Tell the muscles to turn on. Left side. And come back to right side, hold. The knee and the elbow come to touch and extend. So right underneath the right side, the knee and the elbow come into touch. Pull, hand and knee back to the mat. Left side, move arm and leg. And then knee to elbow and extend. Drop in, it comes right underneath the left side body. Extend, hold, hand and the knee right back down. 1 time into your cat. And into your cow, take a breath there. And coming all the way up, grabbing your band and onto your booty. So you get nice and tall with your band. Depending on what kind of band you have, give yourself a little resistance. So if you have this thing, so can you make a loop out of it and put your hands inside? Is that too complicated right now? It seems like nobody's, if it's possible, mine is already in a knot, so I want to try to give and stand your perfect with that ring. So your hands are inside, and you're going to give a little tension out. And as you pull the band apart, you're going to sit up taller. Slide the shoulders away from your ears. Sit up taller as you pull the band apart a little bit more. 1 more time, so a little bit taller. You also have the option to bend your knee slightly to get up longer. And then with that length, roll back halfway. Push out into the band, and then lift. And halfway. And lift. Halfway back and hold it here. Out into the band, or however you have it, just so you have some resistance. Try to let the legs turn off. Now rotate your torso to the right, spiraling your rib cage around, pressing out into the band. So you've got that energy in your back muscles, and then rotate back through center. Your arms should be feeling something too. Twisting over to the left, twist, rotate the rib cage around, set the shoulders down, and bring it back to center. Pull, go back to 1 middle inch. Twist the rib cage. Notice that the feet are not moving at all. Twist, twist, twist. Press out into the band and rotate to center. Over to the left. Twist the rib cage. Slide the shoulders down, long neck, and rotate back to center. Hold 1 more time. If you can, you take it back a little bit further. Press out into the band. Lift up out of your pelvic floor and rotate your rib cage to the right. Legs stay soft. Pelvis doesn't move. Holding it to the right. You go a little bit further and a little pulse out into the band for 5, 3, 2, hold, rotate right back to center, side shoulders down. Twisting to the other side, twist, hold, press out into the band, press. And hold, bring it back to center, take the band above the head, and then dive over to your toes. Hook the band around your feet and give yourself a forward fold. And we will hook the band around the right foot, roll down, taking our right side stretch of the leg. So rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Push your right sits bone away. Heavy your pelvis. And breathe into the back of the leg. Maybe some bending and straightening the leg. But being aware that that right hip is not hiking up. You don't want to let your booty leave the mat. Otherwise, you're not going to get all the stretch. Shoulders relax. Hold here, come back with that leg a touch further. Breathe. And release the hamstring stretch, hooking it to toes for calf stretch. Toes pull down, heel pushes to the sky, and we just start to open up into the calf. When it feels good, start to point and flex. Each time, bringing the toes a little bit closer. So currently, right now, it's 1 million degrees here. It's like living on top of the sun. And then there's a million bugs. Like all of a sudden, hold the toes down, breathe. Someone was telling me because it's the end of the rainy season, there's something where all the bugs are out right now. And then bring it back to center. Onto the center of the foot. Keep the hips down, spiral the thigh open, externally rotating that leg to lengthen out of your right inner thigh as you push your left hip down, shoulders relaxed. So there's all these tiny little beetles and everything, and somehow they're getting into the apartment, even though there's screens and there's tons of crickets. It's crazy right now, friends. Breathe. Apparently there was an issue at the airport with the crickets the other day. And then we'll sweep that leg back up to the sky and across the body, stretch through the side of the hip. Keep planting your right pocket down to the mat and stretch to the side of the leg. Shoulders relax. Two more breaths. And melt into your spinal twist. And then you're going to take that leg all the way back up to straight. Roll yourself up and over to your toes and catch on that leg. If you don't have your plank, don't worry. And then roll all the way down, taking that leg up to the side. Now into the stretch. Keep your back pocket down. Maybe some bending and straightening of the leg. Merci. Maybe you can come back a little bit further, but pushing the sits bone forward as the leg comes a little further forward. Shoulders relax. Last breath here. And we'll hook it onto the toes. Releasing the hamstring stretch, hook it to the toes. Toes pull down, heel pushes up. Breathe into your calf and then point and flex. And pull the toes down, Noah. Back to the center of the foot, spiral the thigh open for your inner thigh stretch. Externally rotating the leg, lengthen out of that left inner thigh and heel. Push your right hip down if you need to hold onto your right hip to make sure it's not leaving the mat. Maybe to find a little extra length, and then maybe the toes can come a little closer to the shoulder depending on where your flexibility is this morning. Two more breaths here. And then sweep that leg back up to the sky. And across the body, stretch to the side of the hip, and keep your back pocket down. Maybe the left thumb goes into the hip crease. to help deepen into the stretch through the hip, side of the leg. Shoulders relax. Take 2 more breaths here. And then into your spinal twist, like pull across the body in the opposite direction. And then let's take that leg all the way back up to straight. Holding onto your band again. Legs are long. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Give the band some tension. You can hold it in your palms right now unless you want it on your wrist. Inhale, on your exhale, only head, neck, and shoulders come up. Pull out into the band, head, neck, and shoulders lift, and back down. So pelvis is staying in neutral, head, neck, and shoulders, and back down. Head, neck, and shoulders lift, hold here, pull out into the band, and then come up to your belly button. And roll that down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders lift, hold, come up to the belly button. And lower back down. Inhale, exhale, one more time. Head, neck, and shoulders lift, come up to your belly button, hold, hold, so the shoulders down, hold for 5, abs in, 4, 3, 2, last one, back down to the mat, hands can stay up for a moment, bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat, find your pelvis in neutral, sacrum is anchored into the mat, hip bones aligned with pubic bone, keeping your lumbar curve, belly drawn in, inhale, on your exhale, we're gonna bring the right leg into tabletop. Trying not to lose neutral, left leg up to join it. If you feel like the band is distracting, put it onto the mat. You don't need to use it. You can have your arms down. March the right legs forward and bring it back up. March the left leg forward and drag it back up. So you're giving some tension into the band and then you're marching the leg forward, keeping the body in neutral. So if you feel like you're coming out of neutral, don't take the leg as far. Maybe you put your arms down on the mat. Staying whatever feels best for your body, which is different way to activate. More like that. You're pulling the band apart. You're drawing the abs in, one more each way, sinking the belly button down and in. Bring the legs back to tabletop. Float the head, neck, and shoulders. Tap the right toes forward again, bring the arms back, biceps by the ears, and bring the arms right back up over your shoulders. Left leg hinge forward, so same thing with the legs, we just move the arms back and forth. Forward and lift. If this doesn't feel good for the neck, put your head on the mat. Or maybe you don't take the arms back, modify wherever you feel like it's best for you today. Let's do one more each way. Using your breath, bring everything back to center, hug the knees in, relax. Head rock side to side. We'll bring the legs back to tabletop, hands stay up. Squeeze the thighs together, set the shoulder blades away from the ears, collarbone stays wide. And now let both legs hinge forward. And drag the legs up. So same motion, but now it's both legs together. So maybe they don't go as far, or maybe you just start smaller movement and then you build to a little more range of motion. So the band is help giving a little energy into the upper back and mid back. Now I don't want it in the neck. So when I say upper back, I want you to feel like that helps you to slide your shoulder blades away from your ears and activate through your lats and your mid to lower traps. And then maybe you lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And same thing, the legs hinge forward, the arms go back alongside the ears, and then it comes right back to your start position. Drawing the abs in so deep. So if your head is up, you can gaze in the direction of your abs to see that your pelvis isn't moving, to see that your belly button is pulling down. You should feel a lot of low ab action. 3. You're cradling that line between your chin and your chest. 2. With control. Last one. And bring it all the way back up. Hug it in, relax. Head rock side to side. Let's take the band behind the thighs. So your arms are alongside your body, and then the band is just underneath the legs alongside your booty. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna lift the head, neck, and shoulders, extend the legs straight out, and then bring the head back down, legs back tabletop. Inhale, exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, lengthen the legs, and bring it back in. This time, we're gonna stay there for the hundreds. Inhale, exhale, lift, lengthen, hold. And now you're gonna pulse the band apart as we hold for the hundreds. We're gonna go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're just pulling the band apart. Inhales and exhale. Maybe you take your legs a little bit lower. You stay wherever feels best for your body. You can also have them in tabletop. You can also ditch the band if you don't like it. Inhales, big exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want more challenge, take the legs lower towards the floor. I've got my legs in parallel, but you can also have them in turnout if you prefer. Inhales and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhales. Big. 3 more sets. Inhale, lift up out of your pelvic floor. See that your pelvis is staying very still. You've got that tiny curve underneath your low back. One more set. Inhale and exhale and hold. Bring everything all the way back in and relax. Place the band to the side. Hug your knees in. Rock side to side. Maybe stir the knees in the hip sockets. And reverse. And bring everything all the way back to center. Grab that band again. We'll take the band up to the sky. Bring the legs one at a time to tabletop from your neutral. So always readjust, reset when you need to. Bring the legs up to the sky. Wide collarbone, heavy your pelvis. Point the toes. We cross the legs. We go right, left, right. Open the legs a little more to the pelvis. Quick close with the left leg on top. Then we go switch, 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 open, switch, 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 open. So you're really controlling from your abs. Inner thighs are getting an activation. We always start with the opposite leg on top. Switch, 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 open. Now there's nothing on the floor but your core, obviously. And so the abs are really kicking in. Open, 2 more, switch, 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 open. Open, bring it back to center. Bend the knees to tabletop. Inhale, on your exhale, let's roll up onto your sits bones. We're gonna take the arms up to the sky and reach the arms back forward, pulling the band apart. Lengthen up and back forward. One more time, lengthen up. Hold, ready for the legs to lengthen up to the sky from your low abs for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring the feet back down to the mat, sitting up nice and tall. Take your band and we're gonna put it around your legs, around your thighs. So if you can tie it up. And then, or if you have a loop. So if you already have it, your choice. And you can do it without. We're gonna do some bridging. So if you don't wanna use it, don't use it. Stan, you could put your thighs through your ring. That's probably where it already is. Just to get a little more outside of the glute action. Okay, so from here, so nice and tall, arms out, lift and lengthen, side the shoulders away from the ears. We're gonna slowly roll it down. Vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. And then relax them into the mat. So the feet are a little bit further away from the knees, not a ton, but they're not all the way into the bum. Arms relaxed by the sides. Press out into the band. Release. So just start to find a little action there. Now hold the band just slightly apart because I don't want the legs to be out of alignment of the pelvis, but I want some tension into the band. Tuck your pelvis and roll your hips into your bridge. Collarbone is wide. Lift the hips high. So we're still in a neutral position even though the hips are up. Collarbone is open and sequentially roll it down. If you don't have a band or a ring, it really doesn't matter because it's the same thing we always do. We're just adding something different. Tuck the pelvis, roll the hips all the way up into your bridge. Get a little tension out into the band and sequentially rolling it down. Anchoring the feet down into the mat. Inhale, exhale, rolling it up. sequentially rolling it down. Next one stays on the lift. Go all the way up, lift and hold, wide collarbone. And then almost touch your bum down to the mat, press up and press out into the band. Tap the booty almost to the floor, press up and then press out. So it's gonna get a lot of glute activation. So if for some reason the hamstrings have been doing more work than they need to be doing, this is gonna help get a little more into the booty, hopefully. Hold this one on the lift. Press out into the band, do little presses out, out. Now keep your big toe mount pressing down into the mat. So push out from the hips, press out, out. Press the pinky toe down, drive your heel down for 5. 4, collarbone is wide, press those hips up. And hold the band out and just pulse up your hips up to the sky. Press up, tiny lift, little micro lifts, uphold, uphold. And you're keeping that tension out into the band for 5. Last one, hold it, lift your heels up. Continue to press your big toe mound down. Heels stay high, now lower the bum. Press up, squeeze the glutes. If you want to add more instability, the arms can raise up to the sky. So if you feel like you're needing a little extra challenge and the abs want to work a little harder, because the less you have on the floor, the more the abs are going to have to work to stabilize. Down, up, squeeze. You keep that tension out into the band. 5 more like that. Squeeze. The next one stays up to the sky. Hold it up and press out. Out. Press your big toe mound down. Press out. Push the hips up. Draw the abs in for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold. Lift the heels higher. Lift your hips higher. Pulse the hips to the sky. Press up. Up. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Stays up. Drop the heels. Can you walk your feet a little wider now? Maybe they're not going to go quite as wide because of that band. And then lift your toes to the sky. Dig your heels down. Lower the hips. Press up. Squeeze. Press out into the band. Lower the hips. With control. Press up with control. Squeeze the glutes. Press out into the band. So slow and controlled, making it even a little more evil because the slowness is really making you keep the muscles fired up with tons of control. Dig those heels down. Oh, friends, my booty is en fuego. Press. This one stays on the lift. Pulse the band. Out, hold. Out, hold. Out, hold. So that pulse is going a little smaller. Press out, hold. Or a little bit slower is what I should say, not smaller. Out, hold. Push the hips up. 3, 2, hold it up. Tiny press of your hips up. Press up. I hope you guys are feeling spectacular because I know my butt wants to come all the way down and take the band off. 4. Last one, hold it up. Drop the feet. Walk the feet back to hip width apart. Bring the arms down to the mat if they aren't already. Commit to the hips, staying up. And we'll bring the right leg out straight and then take it up to the sky. And then open out, out, out. Do you guys feel spectacular? I wish, okay, thank you. I'm like, is anyone there? Hold, press the hips up, up, up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring that foot down, hold. Take the left leg out straight, kick it up to the sky. Pulse the band out, out, out. Keep pushing the sits bones forwards, keep it even. 3, 2, hold. And now a small lower hips lift, small lower, small lift. Up, hold, up, hold. You get that awesome hold at the top. Fire up the booty for 5. Last one, hold, place the foot on the mat. One more set of just the hips both together, pressing up, press up, hold. Up, hold, give a little tension to the band. We're almost there. 5. Up, hold, press out into the band, and then sequentially roll your spine down into the mat. all the way down. Hug your knees in and take the band off. We'll cross the right ankle over the left knee and thread your hands behind the left thigh. Pushing the right elbow into the right thigh and breathe. Let your butt be a little heavier into the mat, and then pull your left leg in a little bit closer and push your right leg away. And other side. So your hands are threaded behind the right thigh. You're pushing your left elbow into your left thigh. So it's moving in opposition to get the stretch. Let your sacrum be heavy into the mat. And let's do a couple breaths here. We'll release that. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Settle your pelvis back down into neutral. Reach the hands to the sky. Bring the right leg to tabletop. Left leg up to meet it. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Extend your left leg long. Frame the right knee. Inhale, exhale, switch legs. Switch. And switch. So we're in single leg stretch. Right into the abdominal series. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but how's your bum feeling? Mine feels like it's still like not super happy. For 3. Pelvis is still. 2. Last 1. Back to center, hug the knees in. Relax the head. Inhale, exhale, hands up. Float the head, neck, shoulders up. Reach your hands back. Both knees. Extend the arms and legs long. Circle the arms around to draw the knees back to start position. Arms and legs lengthen. Exhale, circle to bring it to center. Inhale, extend. Exhale. 3 more like that. Get long, keep the shoulders in the same place, and then circle the arms around to draw the knees back in to stop at table 2. Exhale. 1 more time, lengthen, hold, draw your abs into the deeper, squeeze your pelvic floor, and then draw everything back in and relax. Head can rock side to side. Bring it back to center, hands up, lengthen the legs to the sky as we float head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the left leg long, fingertip touch behind the right thigh, and a little pull. Scissor the legs, pull. Inhale to the top, exhale as the legs brush past each other at about 45 degrees. They brush past inhales. And exhales. Exhale happens at the switch. My legs are not wanting to be straight. Grab up towards your ankle if you want a little more challenge, as long as it didn't take you out of neutral. For 3. 1 more each way. Both legs up to the sky. Hug the knees in, relax. Soften everything into the mat. Let go for a moment. Bring your feet down to quickly reestablish your neutral. Fingertip touch behind your ears. Legs to table. Floating head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend the legs up to the sky. Move the heels, turn the toes apart, or stand parallel if you prefer. Squish inner thighs together. Inhale from the legs. So lengthen away, lengthen. Hold, draw your abs in, squeeze on the floor, soften your jaw. And then from your low belly, float the legs back up. Super slow and controlled. Remember, you have the option to be in tabletop with your legs. You have the option to put your head down, arms by your sides. Lengthen, and drag it back up. 3 more. Find that pelvic floor here to help float the legs back up. From your low belly, super tight. Keep your pelvis still. If you need to bring your hands up to your low abs, make sure they're working. Pulling the belly away from your fingers. 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale, bring it all the way back up. Hug it all the way in and relax. That one really got me sweating right there, friends. And let's come into crisscross. Bring the legs to tabletop. Hands behind the head, elbows wide to the sides. Keeping the elbows wide as you float your head, neck, and shoulders up. Extend both legs out. Draw the right knee in towards you as you bring your left shoulder towards the right knee. Rotate right back to center. And other side, twist and center. And twist. Use your breath. Up and over. Bottom rib to opposite hip. twist. For 3, 2, bringing out all the air as you rotate 1 more each way, up and over, rotate all the way back to center, hug it all the way in. Take a long stretch. Arms and legs move away from the body, take length here. 2 breaths, getting as long as you possibly can. And then reach the hands to the sky from the back of the thighs down, toes to the ceiling, beach ball in your arms, and then peel yourself up, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up and over. Take a dive forward to start. Just take a little stretch forward here. And then we'll sit up tall and we'll bring, get a hold of your weights. Sit up nice and tall to start. Wide through the collarbone, slide the shoulders away from the ears. Let's just lift the arms up like they're wings and lower. Lift like they're wings and lower. Sweep up and down. So thinking about the right below where the shoulders meet your arms. So think in here in the deltoid. Let's hold the arms up and reach your right arm forward and draw back in, left. So we're sitting with amazing posture. It goes straight out right in front of the shoulder and right back in. 1 more like this. Both are in. Rotate the wrists up so they're over the elbows, and then press overhead and back down. Get taller. Can the top of your head touch the ceiling? Can you be so light and lifting from your pelvic floor that you're hovering up off the mat? 3 more. Moving from your lats. Last one. Bring the arms back down, turn the palms back forward, roll back halfway. We're gonna reach the right arm across the body and press over to the left and over to the right. So we're doing opposites. As you do this, we're now going to reach over to the left and slightly lift the leg, the opposite leg. So we twist, slightly lift the opposite leg. Twist. Twist. You know I love you guys because after this, and I'm sweating so much, I have to take a shower with my bucket. Because the water at midday doesn't usually work. This is my dedication. Last one each way. We go right and left, twist and twist. Bring it back to center, hug the arms in, take a dive forward. While you're forward, let's just send your arms back behind you, widen your collarbone. And then palms are facing each other and we just do lift. Palms are facing in and they're holding towards each other and just lift the arms. Lift. So you push the numbers of the weights to the ceiling, or even if you're not using any weights, you're still getting a lot in your back muscles with this. Flip the palms to the sky, lift the arms higher and higher. Keep the neck straight and tap the weights in. Tap. The spine is long, we're not slouching at all here. For 5, 4, arms up. Last one, send the arms forward, flip the palms to the sky, and bicep curls. Breathe. Wide through the collarbone. For 5. 3. And last one, arms out, turn the palms down and just cross the arms. They go cross, cross. Long neck. Hold the right arm on top, micro bend and straighten, bend straighten, bend straighten. 3, 2, hold, other hand, bend straighten, bend straighten. 5, 3, 2, last one, both arms out, roll yourself all the way down to the mat. Place the weights down to the floor and roll yourself onto your right side. long head can rest out on your arm. Hips are stacked. Push your top hip away from you. Super glue the legs out straight. If you have any back issues, you bring the legs a touch forward, not very far for this one. Feel your bottom waistline lifting up off the mat. Top leg lifts up and about in line with the hip. Bottom leg comes up to meet it and both go down. Lift, lift, lower. You also could bring your top hand to your hip. Lift, lift, and lower. Wrap the ribs in. Up, up, and down. Now when they meet on the up, hold the up, bottom leg only, go down and lift, and lower and lift. Feel that bottom inner thigh. Feel your abs working to stabilize you. 5. Holding it up, scissor the legs, they go switch and switch. Keep pushing the top hip away from you. 3. Last one, bringing it back to center. Lower the legs all the way to the mat, and then spiral the top leg up, kick the top leg up to the sky, flex and pull it down. You can keep your head down or prop it up. Lift, flex and draw it down. Lift, and lengthen, pull this one up to the sky, spiral the thigh open and draw circles. With a longer leg, working on that hip mobility and reverse. Keep drawing the abs in. They don't get to relax here. Hold it here, flex the foot 5 times. The leg lowers and then straight back up to the sky. Lower and straight back up to the sky. There's 3. Sweep it up. 2. 1 more. Take it all the way up. Leg comes all the way down. Bend both knees. Bring them to 90 degrees. Ankles in line with the knees. The knees are hovering right in front of the hips. So you're in your side tabletop position. Push your top away. You're flex. The top leg sweeps open like a door on a hinge and almost touches down. Sweeps open and almost touch. Doesn't fully touch. There is no rest point. The glute stays active. Lift and almost down. Abs in. And last one, bring it down. Hold, hover, circles. Turn it around and around. Firming up the glute and reverse. And last one, lower the leg all the way down. Punch that out. Slide your bottom forearm underneath you. Send both legs long. You could, we're coming into a side plank, so you can also have the top foot in front of the bottom or have a bent bottom knee, your choice wherever you want to be. Bring your top hand to your hip, collarbone is wide, one long line, and just lift your hips. Lengthen the top arm up to the sky. Imagine there's a pole up there, and you can grab that pole to lift your hips 1 inch higher. Long neck for 5. 4, bottom obliques working like crazy. And last one, the hips come down, the legs go to the other side of the mat, head on the other edge, you're laying on your left side, all the way down on your arms, stack your hips, push your top hip away, you lift the top leg, point the toes, lift the bottom leg, and they both come down. We will lift, lift, lower. Bottom waistline is lifting up off of the mat. You're on your balance beam, so you can use your kickstand hands so you don't roll backwards. 2 more like that. We go up, up, lower. Now we go up, hold, bottom leg only goes down and lift. Inner thigh is working here. Keep pushing your top hip away. And maybe this side feels different. And maybe you need a little more support with the hand. Maybe you need less to get that inner thigh working for 3. Last one, scissor the legs. They go switch and switch. Grind the abs and relax the neck. 1 more. We return back to center. Bring the legs 1 inch forward, lower all the way back down. You can keep your head down or prop it up. Spiral the top leg open as you extend your leg up to the sky. Flex and pull it down. We lift, flex and pull. One more thing. The next one stays to the sky, lift and hold. Spiral the thigh open and little circles, starting around. And reverse. Turn the side of the hip socket. Holding here, foot flexes 5 times, the leg goes forward, and it sweeps right back up. It goes forward, and it sweeps up. 3, 2, with control. It doesn't rest at the bottom. It gets a hold at the bottom. And then you use that glute, lift back up and hold, and bring that leg all the way down. Bend both knees to 90 degrees, bringing them up to your side tabletop position. Flex the feet, shins in line with the knees. Push the top of the leg. Sweep the leg open. And almost touch down. Sweep. And down. So you have the natural curve of your spine. Watch that it's not getting rounded here. Your shoulders are in line with your hips, so you're still in neutral. You're just on your side. Let's come down to our hover hold, and the knee stirs around. So the circle really starts with the femur head in the socket. Turn around, feet are flexed, because that's gonna get that posterior chain and get deeper into the glute. Reverse, your abs are pulling in, because they have to always stay working to stabilize. 3, 2, last one, lower down. You can punch the booty out, and we set up for our side plank position. So however you took it on the first side, that's how we will do it on this side. Elbow underneath your shoulder, hand to your hip. Push the hips up into your hand, and then take your hand up to the sky to grab that bar on the ceiling that's gonna lift your hips a little bit higher with all that support. The neck is long, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, bring it all the way down, and then let's come over and set up for our front plank position. So you can be on your hands or on your forearms. Let's actually all do it on our forearms today. I like. So we're all gonna be elbows underneath the shoulders, palms pressed down into the mat. And Neil, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's come fixing the legs all the way out, hips in line with the shoulders, abs in, and Neil's up.
Barack and I were in love, even though it had only been a few months. But soon there'd be 900 miles to separate us. Barack had to complete law school, and the next couple of years would determine if I'd make partner. So where did that leave us? This was 1989. Phones didn't live in our pockets, and long-distance relationships required time and commitment, generally late at night when you both needed to be asleep. Barack told me casually that I'm not much of a phone guy, as if that settled it. Barack had been raised on airmails from his mom in Indonesia. He could pour his heart out through a pen. I, on the other hand, was an in-your-face Sunday dinner where you had to shout to be heard kind of gal. I told Barack that I was not entrusting our relationship to the post office, and he'd better become a phone guy or I'd find another boyfriend. 3, 2, 1.
Onto your hands and into downward dog. Press both heels back, lift the sits bones a little bit higher, micro bend the knees, and walk your hands back towards your toes, hanging out in your forward fold for a moment. Let everything go. Take a couple breaths here. You can let your arms swing, whatever feels great to let go. And then see that the feet are back to your hip width apart, about 2 fist widths in between your feet, toes facing forward. Micro bend the knees, use your abs to roll yourself up to standing so long and tall. Shoulders roll down, head is the last thing that comes up. And we'll take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. Thanks for joining class today, Pilates Hotties. Sorry if there was any confusion at the beginning, but I am happy that we